Hi there, Tony here from Days Out Travel, and today I'm going to talk to you about economy flights, everyone's favourite topic. Now, we flew economy a lot during the first part of our travel odyssey. That would be at least sort of 10 years plus, and there was a lot of long haul flights in there. Not just sort of the States we're talking about, we went to Santiago, Chile, Cape Town, Kuala Lumpur, Singapore, and those are all 12 plus hour flights. Some of them were actually overnight there and overnight back, which is Santiago and South Africa, which of course means you then have to sleep on the way out and sleep on the way back. As such, we have had a lot of experience in flying economy and learning how to sleep on those long haul flights, which can be uncomfortable to the uninitiated. So, while we now tend to splash out a little bit more cash and go premium economy for peace of mind, I have some tips for you on how to survive a long haul economy flight. So let's get started with the first point, point number one, which is don't stress. Don't stress at all. That's the first and most important thing because so much of the issues about flying economy starts from the stress. So that means just calming down. So get to the airport in plenty of time. I think they usually say 3 hours for a long haul flight, but take your time getting there. Don't put yourself under too much pressure because when you start getting all het up, oh, we're running late, can we get in? There's a massive queue at check in, all security takes forever. That's when the palpitations start going. That's when you get sort of angry and frustrated and so try and chill out, calm down, take it all in your stride. And my next point, which builds on to the don't stress aspect, is try to travel light if you can. I do get the impression a lot of people, and I was one of them, if you have your carry on luggage or one of those cabin bags, you worry, oh my God, I need to get on, I need to get the spot, I need to do this, I need to do that. So you're creating a kind of anxiety that is not really needed. Whereas if you have just a small bag, a little man bag or something, then what you can just easily go on, it can easily fit in above the locker or under the seat. So absolutely no problem. So you don't care, don't care. And actually, let's do a bonus one there. So the third one would be get on the plane first or last. If you get on the plane first, usually if you've got priority boarding, that's fine. You could sit down, relax, ease yourself into the flight, or you get on last when everyone else is sat down and relaxed and chilled. All the lockers are closed or nearly full or whatever. You don't need to worry. Come straight in, sit down, almost ready to go. Okay, so another important thing to do before you get onto the plane is to eat. Make sure you have your dinner, make sure you have your lunch, whatever it is. Eat some food before you get on the plane because in economy, the food's not going to be the greatest, firstly. But secondly, if it's certainly a night flight, I've been on ones where they can take 2, 3, 4 hours to serve everybody and clean everything away. So if you're able to eat first, line your stomach, you're all ready to go. Once you're on the plane, no problem. Go straight to sleep from takeoff or whatever. You're not hanging around waiting for drinks. You're not hanging around waiting for food. You're not hanging around waiting for them to clear the food. Because then what happens? There might be turbulence, and before you know it, you're just stuck there in economy with your tray in front of you, frustrated and not able to sleep. Next tip is choose where to sit on the plane wisely. So what I'm going to do now is share my screen, which you can see. There are two places I recommend sleeping in economy. Funnily enough, they're always unpopular on Seat Guru, where I am now. It's these three and there's two at the back. These two, we nabbed them all the time. They were by far the best options if you wanted to seat just with you and say your husband or your wife or your partner, whoever. They're the only seats that have you don't have to have someone clamber over you or wake someone up if you need to go to the toilet. Now, there's pros and cons of both of these. Now, these ones are by far the best for legroom. I'll show you some pictures now. You see there's nothing in front of you, so you can stretch out to your heart's content. However, the downside is you're by the toilet, so people congregate round there. But if you can sleep pretty robustly, that's and you need leg room. Certainly, if you're tall, those would be my best tips. The two at the back is obviously you've got people in front of you, so you don't have the leg room. But crucially, you don't have anyone behind you. And the reason I chose these two more often than anything else was it meant, as I said earlier, I'm pretty relaxed. I've had my food. I've got on the plane. You sit in those two seats, you can recline and you are fine. You're good to go. You can sleep from pretty much the moment you get on the plane or do you get take off and the seatbelt signs come off. The trouble is with these ones is that if you recline, then potentially, and this has happened, cabin crew will come up and push your chair forwards. Also, the fact someone might be kicking or banging the back of your chair is going to keep you awake and annoyed, probably. No one here can bang you, kick your chair, or anything like that. So, those were my choice of seats when flying economy. Probably you'd have to, unless you're an elite status member of a executive club or other loyalty program, you're more than likely going to have to pay to reserve those seats. I will leave it up to you as to whether or not you think it's worth it. Okay, next point would be try and work towards a sleep routine or a sleep pattern. Now, I'm not a sleep doctor or guru or expert or anything of the sort. I'm also not really going to start talking to you about circadian rhythms and natural and vitamin D and daylight and sunlight and all that sort of malarkey. But what I will say is try to avoid, if you are wanting to go to sleep, if you get on the plane and think, right, I'm not going to watch anything. I'm not going to turn the LCD screen on. I'm not going to get bright lights and distractions and all that kind of thing. Having that screen off as best you can and minimalizing the amount of noise and light is a good way to ease yourself into a sleep mode. You can then work on your routine. So that would be brushing your teeth, for example, changing your socks to put those nice soft socks on, and just gearing yourself up, preparing yourself for hopefully a good night's sleep. Okay, last little one on this section would be a nightcap. It doesn't have to be an alcoholic nightcap, but maybe a nice whiskey or vodka or something like that could actually, help you nod off. Chamomile tea is also another option. You might find one on the plane, might not. Try and take one on there. Ask for a cup of hot water or something like that. But a little thing just to take the edge off as you start to nod off is a good idea. What is worth doing as well, if you have a watch, I know lots of people don't have watches nowadays, or they have Apple watches or other watches are available, is to set your watch for the time of the destination where you're getting to, because that does help. I think it helps the body clock. Because if you've got your mobile phones, you're gonna wake up and it's gonna say the old time in the departure place, so that might mess your body up a little bit. But if you have that one watch where you think, right, okay, I know the time I went to sleep, I know the time I got up, it does help regulate potentially jet lag or helps your body catch up in the days and weeks sometimes that it takes to get over jet lag, adjust accordingly. Okay, so two vital bits of apparatus you need is these: a good quality eye mask and a good quality pair of noise cancelling headphones. I can't tell you what difference it made when I first put on an eye mask. I can't believe how long I went without trying one on. It wasn't until we flew premium economy where you get an eye mask in a little vanity bag. It's not the greatest of eye masks, to be honest, but it's better than nothing. But one of these was, I think this is the either business or first, but these bigger ones block out the light, nice and soft on your face. Really helps with that sensory sort of closure. With this on, perfect. Just all that because there's always someone with the bloody screen on, which is super annoying. An additional footnote to the eye mask thing is don't expect to get it on the plane if you're in economy. You're not going to get one, or you might ask and they might give you one. But generally speaking, it's premium economy, business, and first that will get the eye masks for free. But hey, if you invest in a good pair of eye masks, then you'll be laughing or sleeping all the way on holiday. So that's the eyes, the sight taken care of. The noise cancelling headphones are great in terms of you got the ability to obviously turn on the technology. It does drown out some of the engine, not all of it, but also being able to put on your own music is fantastic. I mean, I always quite like either Ray music or classical music, but once you put these eye masks on, put these on with your classical music or your Ray music or your nature music, whatever, whale songs, and you lean back, you can just the sensory deprivation in a good way just helps you fall to sleep. Only a couple more tips left now. So, in the same way I recommended skipping dinner, getting on the plane, I would also skip breakfast if you have the chance. They tend to now serve breakfast maybe anywhere between an hour and a half or 2.5 hours before landing. So there is a very big chance they might wake you up with the service. But if you're able to sleep through that with your eye mask and your headphones on, it gives you a little bit more time to relax the body, catch up on your sleep, and not worry about eating some microwaved stodge. So, yes, definitely skip breakfast if you can, and maybe get something when you land. Okay, my last tip today on how to survive an overnight flight in economy links back to the very first one about stress, which is don't stress too much about how much sleep you get on the plane. Again, I'm not going into sort of sleep science and all this kind of stuff, but you find that if you're going in with the mentality of I need 8 hours sleep, yeah, it's not going to happen. It's going to be you're going to be potentially upset. You're going to be angry. You're going to feel groggy. So just think, okay, I don't need to have 8 hours sleep solidly. I just need to focus on getting a good quality sleep rather than quantity. I suppose is how I'd phrase it. So yeah, so make sure if you have like 3 or 4 really good hours, that's better than maybe drifting in and out for six or whatever it is. But yeah, don't get too het up about that. One final thing is a lot of people wear those cushions around the necks. I've never ever had one, so maybe that's a bonus. Perhaps somebody else could tell me in the comments or not. Anyway, so those were my suggestions after years of toil and trauma it wasn't that bad, wasn't that bad, but years of uncomfortableness flying long haul in economy. Hopefully that will help, and you'll be able to get a little bit of kip once you're next in the sky. Okay, take care.